Thank you for joining us for another episode of USATF's Journey to Gold Zone podcast. I'm your host, Eric Kennard, joined by
co-host Wallace Spearman Jr.
We have some special guests here with us, ladies and gentlemen, Coach Rodney Green and the Justin Gatlin. How are y'all doing?
What's going on, E? What's good, man?
Man, we just trying to get on y'all level, man. Y'all taking the internet by storm, podcasts, giving hot takes, professional perspectives on all things track and field from a matter of what's going on the track and in the boardroom as the business is concerned. So we definitely are interested in what you guys got going on this weekend.
Man, we just want to, what our podcast is, we want to bring a non-bias. I don't know if you've watched all of them, but we don't just go over American athletes or Bahamian athletes. We try to go over the whole spectrum, Trinidad, Kenya, and kind of give the backstories to a lot of the athletes. Give them a voice, safe space.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? We don't want to be clickbait. We don't want to be like a shock jock type of podcast, and that's what you're getting from us. That's what you see.
Yeah. And we definitely appreciate that because it's needed in the space for sure. I mean, too many people come into the space with a limited perspective based on their experience, you know what I mean? And I think from a track and field fan and athlete perspective as a whole, sometimes you get a bitter take. You know what I mean? And not the best take, you know what I mean? And I think, from what I've seen from y'all pod, man, you definitely give the best take and not a bitter take on what's going on both the track and the business.
That's what we strive for, though, man. Because we understand what it is to be an athlete at your peak performance, and then you got to get on a flight to fly 23 hours. Yeah. And you get stuck in, your flight gets canceled, delayed, and you show up to your meet, and then you go out there and perform not to your best abilities, and then the internet's just thrashing you.
Yeah.
Oh, what's wrong with him? Oh, he's a has-been, or he's done, or whatever like that. I think for our platform, we just want to make sure that the audience understands that the athletes are humans.
Right.
For one,
right.
They're very talented humans, but they're humans.
Right.
And we want to just have that platform so athletes just talk about themselves, have some fun, joke around a little bit, as if we were sitting in a dining room like we usually do as professional athletes, and just talk, have good banter back and forth,
Yeah. Spades on the table, all that. Yeah.
I don't think they do that anymore. I think they're on the internet now. They just talk like, virtually.
With my friend, our homeboy.
They be DMing each other from the rooms.
What do you call them? Keyboard warriors?
That's a good one. Keyboard warriors.
He said keyboard warriors. I said, I'm stealing that.
So what drove you to because both of you have had a great impact on the sport of track and field respectively, right? What drove you to feel like, I'm not done yet?
Wait, mine wasn't that good. Like, I'm not a Wallace, I'm not a Justin.
No. We talking about coaching.
Let me finish. Okay. Because you're going to have the internet trolls who are going to come and they Google me and they're
going to do all that.
The keyboard warriors.
Yes. So let me explain. I've done enough wrong to tell you how not to do it.
Right.
This is why I coach now, right? So my career wasn't as good as the Justins or Wallace or of others, but I've learned under a lot of the greats, the Dennis Mitchells, the Brooks Johnsons, learned a little bit from Lance Brahman and other coaches to know enough to tell you, okay, this is how you want to do this or how not to do this. So when you say that, I want to give people the right perspective on who I am or what my take is for the sport.
Point of clarification. Point of clarification. All right.
Astute observation, friendly amendment. And I'm about saying, highlight some of the athletes like you've seen firsthand as well, or witnessed. Whether it be them practicing or just watching them compete. But some of the athletes you kind of studied as well.
Oh well,
we had a good opportunity, man. From when we was training together, to when you became a coach. You trained some notable athletes, bro. You helped train some notable athletes,
I helped train Jeff Demps.
Okay.
It was like one of my first successes.
Who's a coach right now in his own right. He's coaching his wife.
He actually here right now.
He's actually here right now. Exactly.
Yeah, we supposed to link up after this. He called me big bro, but like Jeff Demps is one of the first athletes I had who I actually told him he can be great at track and field.
Yeah.
He's a football player that ran track, not a track and field runner that played football. Right. So when I met him, he got like last place in like the state that year in 10th grade.
Mm-hmm.
I met him. I was coaching a club.
Your fault.
Huh?
Keep going. It's your fault.
It is true. It is my fault.
Okay.
I met him in high school, and when I met him, I was coaching a club called Breakaway Track Club.
Okay.
And he was out there playing with his friends, and I was like, hey, man, you can run 10.4.
Yeah.
And he's like, man, 10.4, you don't know how fast that is. And I was like, no, I do know how fast that is.
Right.
You can run 10.4. That summer, I actually got him to run 10.4 coaching him for maybe 2 months.
Mm-hmm.
And the next year, his 11th grade year, he came back. He's like, bro, whatever you say I'll do, I'll do.
Mm-hmm. He was a believer. He was sold on the program.
Yeah.
Hey, coach.
Yeah.
We ran 10.25 that year.
Was this around 2007?
It was.
And then in 2008?
No, 2008,
Mm-hmm.
after I got him to 10.25, Dennis Mitchell was my coach. And Dennis was like, Rod, you need to focus more on your professional career and let me get the kid.
I was about to get on you.
So,
but okay.
So Dennis actually took him to the junior world record. So Dennis actually made him run 10.01. So you got
beat me for the
Dennis.
spot in the finals at the Olympic trials in the 100. I ran.
You got
I ran 10.07.
Yeah, I
he ran
remember.
10.01 or 10.03. I thought it
What
was your
the
fault.
ju-
Oh, I was about
what's
to
your-
get you, bro.
What was his
I was about to
junior world
get you.
record at that? So
I was
that's
about to
Dennis'
get
fault.
you.
I was there. I remember.
I was ninth. I missed the final by one spot because Jeff Dimps and I
High
got beat
school.
by a lot of high school
High
kids.
school kids, yeah.
I think I wasn't living right.
Hey, boy, all I can say is when I had my chances to race high school kids or compete against them, Dennis was like, look, I don't care about anybody else in this race. Don't you get your ass whooped by no high school kids.
But to your question, the people who I've studied,
Oh, snap.
Maurice Green.
Okay.
If anybody knows me, they know Green. I'm a big fan of Maurice Green.
Yeah.
I met him one time.
Y'all cousins?
But no, we're
No
not. His
relation.
Green
Yeah.
is with the E.
Oh,
Mine
okay.
is without the E.
Okay.
You know what I mean? But I studied Maurice Green. I studied Asafa. I studied a lot of Justin and stuff. Who else have I studied in 100
But you coach
meters?
females as well, too,
Oh,
so right?
Dennis Mitchell. I
Mm-hmm.
studied a lot of him too.
But you coach
yeah.
you
I
currently
do.
coach.
I do. I studied Gail Devers. Anybody who know me know I love Gail. I
Okay.
love Gail. Studied Gail Devers, who is a legend in her own right, dominating hurdles and 100. We haven't had somebody do that
Right.
since her, dominate both.
Right.
I studied Veronica Campbell, and I've Jet.
Yeah.
Jet was a big study.
Carmelita Jeter.
Because one of my theories is any female that runs like a man, and when I say man, form like a man,
Right.
the form,
Right.
Shawnee
will
Miller
be
Rebo.
fast. Yeah, you know what I mean? So Carmelita Jeter runs like
Mechanics,
a man.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Sha'Carri, her form is more manly than a female.
Right.
You know what I mean? Who else?
Karan.
Karan Stewart.
Stewie.
She run
yeah.
who is very underrated. She
Very
has
underrated.
form
Yeah.
like a man. Aileen Bailey.
Yeah.
Run like a man, you know what I mean? And that's not saying they
No
they are
sexism.
men.
No
No
sexism.
sexism, but
Yeah.
their form it more mimics more of a manly form than a female.
Can't differentiate
Form.
between sex.
Yeah,
I get
you
it.
couldn't. Yeah, you couldn't. So that's
Right.
one of the
Or
things I
gender.
studied.
Okay. Now, Gat, you can't lead a track alone, man. You can't. I tried to lead a game alone, and it keeps calling me
I
back.
tried, bro. I tried. I actually tried to get a corporate job, do all this kind of stuff. I was like, man, I'm done with track, man.
I was at your retirement party, man.
You remember
I'm
that,
done.
right?
We had the game. I'm done with this, man. I'm going to hang it up finally. Listen, I saw Gat run in Indianapolis the last time the U.S. championships were there, man. I was about 15 years old. A few years later, maybe 4 or 5 years later, we going in competitions together. I ain't calling him old. You know what I mean? I just want y'all to, we was on teams together. I'm 33. I just want y'all to get that perspective right there.
I'm Unk. I've been Unk
He
for a very
been
long
big
time.
Unk for a long
I've been
time.
very Unk for a very long time.
Yeah.
I get it. I know for sure. Man, I love track, bro.
Yeah.
I couldn't, and I thought about it, and I was like, what's going to keep me in the sport?
Yeah.
First thing we think about is, I need to be paid. I need to be worth what I am. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But then I realized it's like, that's not what the essence of our sport is.
Passion.
You know what I mean? No athlete at a young age said, I want to be a track and field runner because they're going to pay me a lot of money.
Right.
Maybe football, maybe basketball. But the fact is, a young athlete loves what they do.
Right.
And that love just never died with me, man. So after I retired, I thought I was going to find me a whole different career, hoped in a chapter. But in actuality, it's still in the book of track. So,
Yeah.
and this, what we do here on Ready, Set, Go is really organic.
Mm-hmm.
There'll be times where I'll come back from races and I'll sit on his couch and we'll be talking just like we talk on the podcast. It's like, man, such and such did this, such and such did this. And he'll even clown him and be like, man, you got rolled, dog. What's going on? He kept it 100.
Yeah.
So I feel like over time, I was like, bro, we need to record this. You know what I mean? Because this is what track it really is. Like everyone feels that at some point in time of their career.
No, that's deep. That's deep. Now, I mean, that pursuit of your passion over what may be deemed to be a more profitable situation definitely can be felt, and it also measures your impact in the sport. See, your impact in the sport is just not limited to what you did on the track, obviously, right? Like y'all able to continue y'all's legacy and make contributions through coaching, through commentating. We know you've contributed, at U.S. championships, USATF.TV, Ready, Set, Go. Like, so, it's definitely appreciated. It's that OG perspective. Even if, you don't feel like the resume on the track, Coach Green, necessarily met up, with the expectation, you still have the perspective of, hey, like you said, don't do this. Don't do that, and that's huge.
I think the special thing about what we're doing is the fact that, this is including all of us,
right?
Is that we think that it should be changes in our sport, and the only way we're gonna change it is to stick in our sport.
Yeah, that's
we
true.
can't complain from the outside.
Yeah.
So we have to be able to make changes on the inside. So us being here today talking about this and pushing the boundaries, and also making bonding moments with these younger athletes. Helping them give the game, teaching them knowledge and the skills, or even the history of our sport,
right,
so they can run out there with a little more pride. You know what I mean? Like, that's essential for us to be able to have the athletes where they need to be in our sport.
Agreed.
I'm about to say, so I'm going to talk about a moment, and I'm about to say we talked briefly about a few athletes that kind of transcend track and field, and they're, household names. I don't know if you remember this, but in London, we're doing opening ceremonies, and there's a special moment where all the sports walk out together as one. They're unified with the uniforms. Eric, you were there as well. I'm about to say that's another side story. Baby Kobe Bryant, LeBron James. LeBron James grabs Kobe.
Well, he hated that. You used to hate that.
But think about it from this perspective. I was trying to make a global name for myself, right?
I feel you.
So you got to live outside of comparison, even from athletic accomplishments, and especially comparisons against other people.
Tell them what happened to please, if you don't mind.
Wallace, as usual.
Me?
Yeah, you. Wallace.
Probably.
Wallace loves the action. So he wanted to point out the physical characteristic similarities between me and rest in peace, the GOAT Kobe Bryant, and we were going to McDonald's or something?
No, we were.
Multiple.
Yes,
exactly. We were at McDonald's, and Wallace like, bro, we got to go over there, bro. Let's just go and see, like. Y'all might be cousins. You never know. Like that type of stuff, right? So, he approached Kobe. We approached Bing, man. Rest in peace. And it was definitely a little twilight moment that took place for sure.
Oh, so you met Kobe?
Yeah, before.
So we did it before.
So this was before the photo,
the opening
and
session.
The opening session and all that stuff. Yeah, like.
And then during opening session, so LeBron walks over and was like, "Come here."
We had already established this though. Like
exactly.
we had already established.
So he takes Eric over there and was like, "Kobe, you got any kids you don't know about?" And Kobe was like, "Man, what the hell? I already met him, but no." Then everybody kind of sees it and they kind of join in, and you saw the similarities. Like, okay,
he definitely
Eric,
instigated it though.
Eric
so.
actually,
you know how Wallace can be.
You already know how you can be.
That's Wallace back there
he
for
thought
sure.
it was funny, so Wallace gonna keep egging that junk
Yeah,
on.
he gonna keep going on. He gonna keep egging
watch.
on.
This is what you. Yes.
What was your story though?
Exactly, but so that part happens. We continue to go through this. It was like 2 hours that we had to do.
Yeah.
Prior to
Waiting
even
in
getting
line?
out.
Yeah,
Waiting in line. But the crowd starts screaming, "Kobe, Kobe, Kobe!" And
From
I'm
the
like,
top.
Exactly.
I remember.
And then what happened? And there were some random fans. I don't know how they got there, but you hear Kobe, Kobe, and there's some fans that are next to us, and you hear Justin, and I was like, "What the hell?"
Yeah.
And literally, there was a group of people in the midst of all these NBA players that identified Justin, and I was like, "That is cool as hell." We have track and field runners that are just as popular as some of our biggest NBA players. And I was like, I got to get there one day.
That was the best opening ceremonies ever.
Ever.
Even though we had to walk. We did walk, but it was close, though.
Yeah.
It was close. Like, that was.
I enjoyed that one.
Yeah.
And the walk-in outfits.
That was one of those
Boy,
ones.
those are clean.
He got quiet. That means he doesn't remember that.
I don't remember what. What?
You don't remember the crowd yelling for you right then, do you? I do.
Man, if I remember correctly, Gat might have had a camcorder rolling. He might have been there.
I can remind them, too, because there was a teammate of ours who had a little chair, and every time we kept walking and sitting still.
I remember that.
Okay.
Those shoes definitely wasn't the ones.
I don't know if athletes could figure it out. Even to this day, bro, like Justin and I will like go to another country, and it's like part in the Red Sea. Like if he's in Japan, there's a sea of people like waiting, like he feeding 5,000. You feel me? And it's crazy. I don't know how you bring that type of aura, but I think the characters that we have now that'll transcend our sport gotta have that kind of an aura too.
And I agree with that.
And transcend the sport to where we're growing our sport, and we can't be selfish with ourselves. Like I think definitely track etiquette has to be maintained. Like if an athlete's out there warming up, they shouldn't come up. But after an athlete runs, man, give yourself to these fans, man. These are the people who has your followers up. These are the people who making you relevant. These are the people who actually make videos on you. And one thing he always does, like I remember when we was in Switzerland, I tried to stop and I was like, nah, he gotta go. And Justin was like, no, let the fans see me. And I was like, all right, boss, go ahead.
It was always an unwritten rule that if I won a race, whoever I came to the track with, if it's a coach or whatever like that, teammates, whatever, I tell them if I win this race, just go to the hotel. Cause I'm staying behind. I'm signing every autograph. I'm taking every picture. I'm literally there an extra hour. Yeah. You know what I mean? But because you know how our sport is. Yeah. And we go to places around the world that will most likely never get opportunity and chance to see us. You know what I'm saying? In person. So they paying money to see us. They don't go see us for 9 seconds.
And that's selfless. That's selfless though too. That's real selflessness. Speaking about it, I remember man, talking about selflessness and Justin being big Unc. We landed in like Shanghai or Beijing one time for a Diamond League meet, man. You know how it go. 100 meters, they send in a car for Jay Gat. You know what I'm saying? We get off baggage claim. He got assistance and this and that. If you ain't doing that, man, you got to wait for the bus, man. I remember guy was like, man, just ride with me. I'm like, for real? I'm like, cool, man, because I ain't trying to wait 3 hours to get in that bus, man. Like, it's like, man, I ain't about to leave you on stuck. I got this car, man. We going to the same place.
Let's go, dog. Like we say at the airport, I'm gonna talk to you the whole trip, and then when I get to the airport, I'm like, all right, guys, I'll see you at the hotel.
Wait, but hold on. How come every time we going on planes, we get on the plane, and then you go first class, right? You be like, holla at you, bro. I'm gonna catch you after the flight.
Oh, that was. Hey, what he say? Oh, that was different.
That was different.
Look, this guy did me one time too. I was about to tell my story too. So one day we go to a track meet. I'm not gonna lie, there was a young lady. She was very nice. I was like, man, I don't really do this. Like I don't have the confidence.
You ain't let the whisperer get you, did
man,
you?
Man, dude gonna tell me. He was like, man, look, just tell you a big deal in Europe. I said, what you might not be so big over here in the U.S., but you a big deal in Europe. And that stuck with me. I was like, he's right.
Exactly. He's right. Come visit
we
me
got
in
security
London.
and whatnot in Europe. I'm about to say, you go over there and rock stars. You come back to the States after the games, they don't know who you are or what you did. So unless you him. But shout out to Big Bro, though. Shout out to Big Bro.
Definitely not a stranger to showing folks the ropes, man. A good time.
Hey, man, it was taught to me, so I feel like I had to. Angelo Taylor taught me the ropes.
Oh, damn.
You already know I got the good and the bad, though. Angelo Taylor taught me the ropes.
Hello.
And then actually, coincidentally, another 400-meter hurdler taught me the ropes. Sanchez. Felix Sanchez.
Oh, Felix Superman. Hey, he's dope.
Two savages.
Listen, I want to meet in France, indoors, man. I think we was in Aubon, France. They had a hurdle race indoors. And he walked past. He was like, "You the dude that won?" He's like, "Yeah, man. I saw you talking to those kids because I was trying to inspire the kids." He's like, "Hey," he had these 2 chicks on his arm, and he was like, 2 bottles of wine for him. And then he just kept walking. I was like, "Shout out to Felix! Shout out to Felix!"
Listen, I'm gonna tell you how you put me on.
He's out here too.
He is. I gotta see him.
I'm gonna tell you how you put me on, man. It was my rookie year. I didn't know nothing about track and field. I didn't know nothing. And y'all know how it is when you go to hotels in the room situation.
Yeah.
You feel me? Yeah. Like you standing with a random. Sometimes you standing with a random unless you you talked in politics with your homeboy. Like, hey, bro, let's hook up. Rooms, let's get a room together. We ain't got to worry about no stinky, runner or stinky throw or anybody who got bad hygiene. We together. We cool, right?
We room together in 15.
Yeah. So my thing is, I walked in his room. He had a room to himself. His hotel room had 2 levels. So he had a spiral staircase and an upstairs and a downstairs, right? And he had trophies from every race he just previously went to. He won. I'm walking in his room with my mouth open like, what the hell is going on? Like, this is crazy, dog. Like, you don't run track. What do you do? Like, this is not track stuff. He's like, man, look, you go out there, be consistent. You go out there handling business. You can have all this, dog.
Yeah.
I said, all this? I said, the room too? He said, boy, you can have this room too, dog. I'm telling you right now.
Yeah.
3 years later, I stayed in that same room.
and a lot of folks don't realize how much of a game of consistency the sport of track and field really is.
Yeah.
Like they feel like it's a white hot space type of situation. I'm gonna run fast at the Olympics. I'm gonna get a medal, but really legacy is in that consistency. You know what I mean? Especially from an American athlete standpoint, for sure. So
Absolutely.
Yeah, a lot of them that they think of lightning in a bottle. I don't think you want that from the sport, because I think what they don't realize is the shooting up will be the easiest part, and the people like Justin and who stood the test of time, Justin, Bolt, Maurice, and athletes of that nature, they stay here for a long time because they have the mental focus and the fortitude to stay here. And other athletes, they shoot up, they win a world title, and then they disappear. You know what I mean? But no injuries or anything else. They just disappear because, I got this now, and now I can just relax. No, you got to try to have, you know what I mean? That consistency help you to stay here for a while to where you could actually build a real wealth of knowledge and wealth of a bag to where you can kind of sustain yourself.
For sure.
So I gotta ask y'all too. Yeah. I didn't think it was coming, but I'm gonna get my lick back.
Wait a minute.
I want to hear it. I'm getting my lick back. 4x1s, I want to hear it. 4x1s, I want to hear it. All time. I'm about to say, look, you need to stick to anybody in the U.S. We'll give you the green light. It's gonna be the first time we like. You can stick to the world. We know you have Bahamian ties. So we got
the islands can stick with the islands.
Okay. Nah, I'm about to say, he can go anywhere. I just want to see what he says. If you run the 4x1,
But you said I can't.
Nope.
No.
I don't need to, dog. Our talent is so deep. I don't even need to go in the outside of America, dog. Why?
Who's running on what leg?
You want to go first? You want me to go first?
Rod, you go first.
Go ahead, Rod.
All right, I go for you. Say mine could be international.
You can be international.
Anybody.
Mine could be international. So I'm definitely gonna put a Bahamian on there. I'm gonna put one of the best sprinters the Bombers ever had on there. So I'm gonna go first leg out the hole. I'm gonna go Coleman out the hole, man. Or Coleman out the hole.
This is unanimous, man.
Yeah, I'm gonna go Coleman out the hole.
Savage.
He handled that junk out the hole, man. He handled that. I go Coleman to Derek Atkins. You remember Derek?
Yeah.
Oh, so you ain't playing.
You remember
Okay.
Derek?
I see you.
Second
All right,
place.
go ahead.
07.
Couple windy 9.8s, consistent 9.9 guy.
Okay.
I go second to Derek Atkins. I go third. A lot of people don't know this, and I know I'm gonna have some people fact check it, but go fact check it, man. Dennis Mitchell had one of the fastest third legs all
And
time.
that means you run an anchor because you have to be on the team.
Oh no, I ain't got to be on.
No,
the team.
No. You
my
got to be on
brother.
the team.
You got to
Oh,
run.
but then I built a lead. Hopefully, I don't get ran down. 'Cause
Right.
I'm a 10-2 guy, so hopefully, I built enough lead to where I don't
Okay,
get
okay.
You anchoring?
running scared as shit. Scared as shit. But yeah, Dennis Mitchell had one of the fastest third leagues. Third legs. So that's what I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go American, Bahamian, American, and bring it on.
Big bro, what you got?
I'm gonna go me out the hole. This is when athletes are in their prime, right?
Yeah.
All right. I'm gonna me out the hole. I'm gonna go Wallace down the backstretch.
You
Wallace
on
like that.
You
Wallace
on
like
there?
that.
You on
Wallace
there?
like that.
I'm gonna put Area 9 on the curve,
Ooh, okay.
and Noah got to bring it home. That's our fourth leg. We've been waiting on the fourth leg. That's our fourth leg.
But
I like that.
he picked the perfect starter and all top end guys in
all
their prime.
top end guys.
All top,
and
meaning
they are
nobody
200
gets
meter
ran
top
down.
end guys, so they're gonna keep that same pace all the way
All the
around the
way
track,
through.
dog.
Okay.
Speaking of 200,
200,
what do
yeah.
these 4x2s look like?
Hold on.
Okay, my fault. Go ahead. What you got?
Hey, man. You remember you ran that blazing 200 in Monaco, man, towards the end of your career. Listen, hey, listen, man. I was there. I remember hearing Dennis tell Guy, hey, look, just run 150 all out and hold on to that.
That's exactly what he said too. I was supposed to run that race, but Dennis for so many years said, man, don't run no more 200s. He said, bro, don't run no more 200s. And I was like, man, they invited me to come, man. I was like, all right, cool. I'm going to come, show up, negotiate the lane, had lane 7. So, I had to ride out, dog. I had to ride out. I came up that turn, and I haven't ran a fast 200 in a very long time.
Yeah.
The last time my PR was in college.
Yeah.
It was 1985.
Yeah.
So, not the year, the time.
I'm about to say, come on, man. I was one.
But I came up that turn, man, and I was so surprised I was in front of everybody. I just started getting excited. I wanted to look over, and I was about to run on the lane. I was like, oh! I'm just pinballing down the lane. Came across the line, dead tired. All I remember was like, my hamstrings on fire.
Yeah.
And I had to play it off and be like, man, I knew I got it. And then I came into the warm-up area, and I saw Dennis. And like I said, he didn't want me to run no more. I walked up to him and said, I guess we're running 200s now. So
Yeah, man. And listen, that was historic for me because I remember just seeing you pre-race and seeing you after. You was hurting, dog.
yeah, I was hurting.
Yeah, you was hurting a little
I was hurting. My
bit.
body's like, oh, we never did this ever before in
You was
life.
redlining. You was redlining that last 50 for sure.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
4x2 versus
We starting with
4x1.
coach first, and you run an ankle leg again, coach?
Oh, no, I ain't getting on no 4x2.
You got
I ain't
to.
gonna do it. No.
You got.
I
It's
ain't got no
hypothetical.
Nah, it's hypothetical. I'm going to put together my 4x2. Here we go.
Okay.
So, first leg in the 4x2, I'm going with Gat.
Okay.
Second leg, going with Xavier.
Okay.
Third leg, I'm going with Wallace.
Whoa.
Fourth leg,
wouldn't have put
I'm
me
going
on
with
there.
Bolt.
All right. I wouldn't have put me on there. I'm just gonna be honest, but I appreciate you.
Hold on. Why would you put yourself on there?
I'll tell you afterwards. Hold on. I don't want to give them no cheat sheets.
I'm going to go with Bolt on that last leg.
I'm gonna just tell you right now. I won't be offended. I wouldn't do it either.
So I wouldn't do.
What you got? Who you got?
I mean, shoot. Me out the hole.
Okay.
Noah second.
Mm-hmm.
Johan third.
Oh, no.
Both on
American.
Oh, Americans.
Yeah.
Oh,
you
okay.
limited it to the
Hey, I was gonna let them do it.
I'm still domestic.
Hey, look, most of our viewers
that's
that Ready,
easy. I
Set,
got
Go
you.
is Jamaican. So, America, get your weight up. Get your weight up. Get
All right, cool.
Get your weight up.
So in that case, I'm going to change the order up then.
Hold on. Wait. Look up. There you go. Okay, keep going. I was gonna help you out.
It's going to be me out the hole.
Yeah.
It's going to be Arian second.
Okay.
I'm going to put you third.
Whoa.
I put Walter Dix as an alternate, and I'm put Noah as fourth.
I like it.
I like that.
Yeah.
that.
E, you want to jump in on this?
No.
All right, y'all ready for mine?
That's a
I'm
quick
tearing
one.
y'all
Got
up
it.
too.
Go ahead.
I got Michael Johnson on first.
I forgot about Mike. I forgot about Mike.
And
said
y'all
that?
left X on the bench.
Who
I'm
says that?
No, X on my team.
Oh, X was on your
Hey,
team.
who's-
Okay.
I got Michael Johnson on
Oh,
first.
yeah.
Okay.
I forgot about Mike.
I got Tyson on second.
Mhm.
I got. If I have to use me, I'm going third, and I'm putting Noah on anchor.
like
If I
that.
don't have to use me, I'm probably going Arian. And then look, as my alternates, I got X and Walter Dix.
That's
Talk
a good
to him.
lineup. That's a really good
That's a
lineup.
good
And if I need
lineup.
one more, LaShawn Merritt.
Oh, I
I like
forgot about
that. I
Sean.
like that.
Oh,
I like
man.
that.
I forgot
You got
about
too
you.
much talent, dog.
And if I need another, I can keep going.
Hey, look,
Got
I've
too much.
always said, we have this conversation all the time. I said, America could put together 2 4x1s
Easy.
and we
Every
and go
championship.
First and
First and
second.
second.
The talent is just so deep.
Yeah,
like I
absolutely.
seen that on our show, like the 9-9 thing I said went viral, and I was like, this is one of the only countries you could run 9-9 and be sitting on the couch with me watching.
Watching
Rodney,
the race.
100%.
Rodney Martin ran 19 and 9-9 at Olympic trials and
Yeah,
did not
and then
make
somebody
any
tried.
team.
Somebody was in the comments trying to like fact check it, and then Kenny Bernard ran I think 9-9 or 9-8 in 2021 and didn't make the
make
team.
the team.
Got
So,
four.
Yep.
yeah, so it's crazy.
Yeah.
So like I was like, you can fact check me on what I'm talking facts, bro. I'm not.
Absolutely.
I don't make this junk up. Like I actually look at it.
04 Olympic trials. I'm about to say we're in Sac State. 45 flat got last place from lane 1 for the 400. 45 flat.
45 flat.
45
Last
flat,
place.
man.
Serious
crazy,
business. Switching gears a little bit. Paris 2024. Who has the most outstanding performance, a male or female track and field athlete?
Right now,
Who will have the, from a prediction standpoint? Do y'all predict to see a more extravagant performance from a male track and field athlete? We know we switching gears generationally a little bit on the women's side of things. So, or do y'all feel like, you're going to see Shelly go out with a bang?
but I'm a Shelly fan. Anybody that know me,
I thought you was an Elaine fan too.
No. Anybody that know, I'm a Shelly fan.
He's a
bro.
Shelly fan.
Yeah,
Listen, bro.
I'm a Shelly
This
fan.
man, oh, talk about Shelly, dog.
I'm a
Shouts out to Shelly.
Shouts out to Shelly. I'm a Shelly fan.
Pocket
I
rockets.
mean, it'll be the Cinderella story for her. You know, her announcing that this is her last year. I feel like she needs to be celebrated at every meet, win or lose. We are losing a great part of our sport with her leaving.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It would be a great story to see her end with a gold medal. But to your question, I haven't seen Shelly ran for the year yet, so I can't speak on that. Somebody who's putting together a wealth campaign that possibly could be ending a really great Cinderella story for a female would be Gabby Thomas.
I like
She's
that.
starting to stream together a stream of races that's putting her in a kind of a different stratosphere, especially how she's attacking her in her different races. And I want to say shout out to our coach, Tanja Buford-Bailey, because strategizing is not along just the athlete. It's the coach telling them, okay, this is how we're going to do this, and this is how we're going to execute what we're going to do. And she's been doing well so far.
I have a counter to that, Dan, because you got to the direction I want you to go.
Okay.
So are you seeing some Felix-esque, similarities between Gabby, or you think she's in her own lane right now?
Well, I said that on our podcast already, that like she's having an Allison Felix campaign, but her campaign is possibly better,
Right.
Because she already has a couple 10s under her belt.
Yeah.
Allison did run 10, but she has a windy 10.8, and I think that she could possibly run faster.
Right.
You know, we didn't get a chance to see Allison to do that. She's already dropped into a low 21s. You know what I mean? And she ran 50.3. She hasn't ran any other 400s after, but 50.3 is kind of like in a good trajectory for her to make her case.
Right.
So I wouldn't say Allison Felix-esque. I would say she's in her own lane. She's doing a Gabby thing because she's doing it earlier than what Allison would have done it.
Done it. Okay.
Where does Sha'Carri fit in all this?
Oh man, she got a genius coach, bro. Like I tell everybody all the time, I don't really like the things that's happening there. I feel like her being one of the faces of the sport right now, like she's being pulled in every direction. You know what I mean? So the times I see now, like it don't matter. You know what I mean? Especially her being with her coach, them having a game plan for later on. For her right now, she could have been heavy in the weight room. Then it's be like, hey, look, we have a lot of going on. We just gonna lift heavy, and then we're gonna let you do your obligations, and then we're gonna keep that junk pushing. You know what I mean? And two, people don't realize like the real start, and you know this, and you know this also. The real kickoff of the professional season for the last 4 or 5 years have been Doha.
Yeah.
China just inserted that Diamond League back, and it's earlier than Doha.
Right.
So really, we wouldn't be really seeing any of them run until next week. Right. Until next week.
Good points. Good points.
Facts.
So I got a question. So going into Paris, do you feel like sprints only, is it more competitive on the men's side or the women's side?
Man, that it's more blanketed on the men's side. Like I feel like you could run the 100 10 times and 60% of the chance have a different winner, depending on how they build their 100, how they execute. But to answer your question, I feel like it's more competitive on the women's side because you have so much people and newcomers rising that are running fast. Like
Leah Hobbs, Sha'Carri, Kayla White, Melissa Jefferson's run fast.
Sears.
I'm about to say
You know
all
what I
the
mean?
Jamaicans.
They just drop out the sky
University
like,
of
boom.
Tennessee.
You know what I mean? You know what I mean? So like
Saw my own eye.
you don't know. We have, and I don't think.
Shout out to your alma
I think
mater,
this is the first time in history you got 4 females that are currently running right now. They're 10.5 and 3 10.6s currently. And another time you might have 1 or 2 doing that, and then everybody else like in 10.8, 10.9. But you have currently active runners running right now. 1 at a personal best of 10.5 and 3 at 10.6.
And then
3 at 10.6.
facts. So do you all go ahead, get my bad. What you think?
No, you want me to give an answer?
Yes, sir.
I was totally against him until he said that last fact, but I'm still gonna go against him though. I'm gonna say the guys,
Out of
man.
spite.
I feel like the guys is a really exciting year, really exciting time because me coming from that elite side, I know how it can be when you have like those 1 or 2 fast guys. Like me and Bolt for a while was just like everybody's like, all right, y'all just make it to the finals. We know it's gonna be y'all. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So I feel like now you look at how the 100 set up and you see that it could be a grab bag or a shootout, should I say?
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Because it's gonna be. It comes down to the fact that there's no one who's really dominating the 100. It comes down to the fact who's going to run the best race, who's going to put together the best race pattern, who's going to put together the best series of runs, who's going to be basically the dominant one at that finals.
Right.
That's what it's going to come down to, who's going to show up. And the 200 is a little different. Obviously, Noah has put his flag in the 200. He showed that I'm that guy. This is my event. This is my premier event. So I think when you see the other guys who are very good, exceptionally well, it makes it harder because second and third aren't just grabs. It's not like someone you could say it's gonna be Arian,
right,
or it's gonna be Kenny, because now you got Courtney, who's up there now.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? You got a lot of guys who can run at that high level. So I think and internationally too, I think the grass is back.
Yeah.
So when you look at the talent pool on the 200 side, it's all about who's going to establish their dominance early and maintain that dominance throughout the season. Because when you look at that, it's a special kind of event. The 200, the 100, I love it. It's a shootout.
Yeah.
That's what makes it exciting.
Okay.
Question for you too. Do you feel like some of the track surfaces and shoes, the technology, are advancing some of the times we're seeing today? And if so, what could you have ran with this new technology?
Yeah, technology is technology, man. It's constantly making a change if you think about it. I mean, our coaches, when they was running, they was wearing sweatpants, like regular sweats.
Real sweatpants.
Real sweats. You know what I'm saying? Like that's what they were warming up in. They had no stretching protocol, no nothing, no.
Right.
You know, and the tracks were different.
Yeah.
Right. So evolution has changed. I like the way it's moving.
I don't think that we focus more now because we can distinguish the differences in technology, but we don't address the technological advances that take place in training, right? Like, you know, we know more now than we did then, right? Like even, you know, I retired in 2021, Tokyo, forfeited trials, et cetera. And even just watching like me as an athlete then versus me as an athlete in my prime, like I had a different perspective on what should be done. You know what I mean? Like I wasn't loading weight on my spine the same way. I wasn't moving weight the same way. I had a different perspective on training, running, recovery. You know what I mean? So I think that it's so easy for us to point to technological advancements at the footwear, and not just at like knowledge, right? And intellect and training philosophy changing, and realizing that, you know, recovery and all these things are, you know, extremely important as well.
We come from an era of a coach influence athlete relationship.
Right.
So if your coach told you and looked you in your eyes and said, "Hey, I believe you can break the world record," you'd be like, "Bro, my coach said I can break the world record. What is our plans to do with coach?" And he starts to tell you a plan, you're going to follow it. Once you realize step one or phase one of that plan has happened, you locked in. If your coach told you to eat sand, flip backwards, and walk like this 2 times, you're going to do it because phase one worked.
Well, as always, man, we appreciate y'all time, presence, and expertise as it relates to the sport of track and field.
Of course.
Let them know where they can find y'all, man. Let the people know where they can find y'all.
You can find us right here at Ready, Set, Go on all platforms. You go ahead and watch it. Yeah, I mean, but support our USATF TV.
Appreciate it.
Also. Watch them also. We got to develop our sport. We are our own ambassadors. We got to grow up our sport just as big. Like you said, Wallace has a dream of our sport being top 3 sports in America. Yeah, we might be big around the world, but we want to make it big here, man. So let's go ahead and let's support all platforms that talk about track and field.
Appreciate
Absolutely.
it. Appreciate
I think y'all actually know what y'all talking about too, so that helps out a little bit.
Yeah, it helps
Hey,
out.
if we don't know, hey, we're willing to learn.
Willing to learn.
We're willing to learn, man.
From the keyboard warriors.
Exactly.
And the thumb thugs.
The thumb thugs out there. We definitely appreciate y'all joining us, and we appreciate y'all fans joining us for another episode of the Journey to Gold podcast, brought to you by USA Track and Field. Thanks for joining us.